Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty Group, and welcome back to this week's Pick 5. Now, what do you think when you hear the words $1 million? Well, there's a few things that come to mind. If you are my vintage, you might think about the old Batman cartoon. It was actually from the 60s, but it was in syndication when I was a kid in the 90s. They used to say, millionaire Bruce Wayne. Like back then, $1 million was a lot. A millionaire was significant, not so much anymore. You might think of the song, If I Had $1 Million by the Bare Naked Ladies. Again, at one time, it was a lot. Now, $1 million is a lot of money. But is it? I remember the first time I sold $1 million condo. It was 2005. It was my second year of real estate. And everyone in the office was like, do you hear the kids sold $1 million condo? That was significant. But here we are in 2026, and I'm not going to say it's not a lot of money. I'm empathetic. You know, if you're renting a basement apartment for argument's sake, I'm not trying to hammer on $1 million. But what I do want to look at is what $1 million gets you in the condo market in downtown Toronto today. And I'm not going to tell you that it's all good. In fact, today I didn't pick 5 properties. Today we're going to pick together. I've set the parameters. I've put no preparation into this whatsoever, and I'm going to peruse with you, and we're going to compare and contrast and look for value. So here's our map. And as you can see, we've got, I don't know, this looks like maybe 20, 25 properties. Let me just remove the school check mark and get those blue circles out of there. There we go. So this is what we call C1, and there's a handful. And this is what we call C8, and there are more. So I'll go from the map to the table. We'll see how many properties listed between $999 and $1 million. Okay, well, what have we got? 23. You can see here 23. So you guys can see as well as I can. I'm going to look, and I'm going to see Harbour Square, Mill, Bloor, 1 Bloor. I would never go there in a million years. 211 St. Patrick, older building. Okay, we've got a lower penthouse at 8 Wellesley. So let's do this. Let's pick 5 together. And why don't we just do this? We're going to start with 33 Harbour Square, unit 2409. So this is an older building. This dates back to the 1970s or 1980s. But Harbour Square, as far as a location goes, is great if you like being by the water. But what I always find is, you know, athletes that come to Toronto and you think, oh, you got to be by the water. Whether you're a baseball player, basketball player, I mean, hockey players, they know Toronto. They all end up in these isolated condos down by the waterfront, and they complain. They're like, man, it's cold. There's nothing to do. So people that live in this building, they love it. People that have never lived in and around this area, they might be like, well, there's not a heck of a lot down there. What I will say about a building like Harbour Square is that it's a throwback to yesteryear. It's a throwback to, I've got a movie theater in the condo, I have ridiculous amenities, there's a shuttle bus. It's a very, very different style of living. Now this is $999. It is a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom, and we've got a Juliet balcony. We've got fees that are, wow, that's a lot, $1,467,000. But guys, it's 1,500 square feet. So quick math on this, $999, $1,503, that's about $666 per square foot. That is ridiculously low. Now, this is being sold under power of sale. Actually, this is so funny. I spoke to somebody about this exact unit the other day. Okay, this was not planned. So here, let's go inside and you can see big amenities, big lobbies, older decor. But it's funny because the person that I was speaking to was like, we're targeting older buildings. We're targeting older buildings because we want bigger space. And so what we're going to see in here, right, is this thing could definitely use a paint job. There's a lot of boxes. As I said, it's a power of sale. But if you can look past all the stuff that's in here, something tells me some of you can't. What you've got is 1,500 square feet and a 2-story unit. So can't the leopard. Oh man, boy, did we pick a good one here. Why did I click on the first one? Look, what more do you want? 1,500 square feet for $999 facing the water. So it needs work, and I'm sure whoever buys is going to put that work in. There you've got a sliver of a lake view, if you will. And, oh, the mirrors on the walls. Oh, this is feeling vintage, man. Some of you guys are watching this, you're like, damn, I was really hoping to see some luxury real estate, some nice stuff. $1 million bucks? It's not necessarily luxury real estate. And as I said, I didn't, oh my goodness. The black toilet, oh wow, yeah. Okay, what $1 million bucks gets you. Look at the carpet. We got the blackjack dealer bartender, mosaic on the wall. Isabella's sitting over there. She can't see my screen. And when she goes to edit this, she's gonna, oh my goodness, look at this. Now, why would you paint over that? Right? Reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where the woman had the really crazy hair And they're like, we got to get her to change it. And then Kramer was like, why would you change that? Nobody has that. I mean, I don't know, guys. I'd have a hard time painting over this mural. We actually did once. I had a house that was tenanted, and the tenants who were there for like 10 years, they painted this beautiful mural. And then like I came into my stager and I was like, I don't want to say this in front of them, but like we're clearly painting over that. And it was like, you could just tell that amount of effort and work they put into it. And we wanted to paint everything white and then put like an IKEA print on the wall. That's what staging is. So guys, listen, we picked a real doozy here to begin with, but at $666 a square foot, and it's a power of sale. Let me get to the floor plan and you can see why why this thing is good space. Look at the size of this. You're not getting this anywhere in Toronto for $1 million. And then you go upstairs and there we go. Okay, so we started with what is typically known as a doozy. You know what, let me go to one that I don't like. Let me go to one that I really don't like. So 1 Bloor, unit 1508. So $999, and it's a 1-bed plus den 2-bath. Been in the market for 59 days. So $999, 724 square feet. It's upwards of $1,400 a square foot. Now, don't get me wrong. The photos, yeah, they look nice. Very, very pretty. But it's $1 million, and it's 724 square feet. And I don't think it's going to sell. So let's keep going here and look at the layout. Now, the first one was what we described as a doozy. It's a lot of space. So that's, I don't know, $150,000 renovation. But it is more than double the space. And you had high ceilings and you had things that, you know, were functional. What is this? That's probably the den, the +1, if you will. This is your living room. So here's what drives me nuts about buildings like this is you have your bedroom, and then I assume you have, what, a sliding door here. Your couch is facing a not a wall. I don't know what you would call your couch is facing your bed. So if you were to want to have a couch across from your TV in a living room like any normal condo, you can't do it here. I don't know, maybe you could glue an iPad to the sliding door or something like that. But the layout is just wacky to me. Another thing I don't love is when you get the design of these buildings, see all these pillars that are going this way, and you get these buildings designed to really look nice on the outside, and then like Deer Park's a great example, where you have these lines going on the outside glass, but then when you're in your living room, your view is blocked by this stupid pillar. So look at this little love seat here. That's $1 million. That's $1 million. Like a larger person, or whatever the politically correct term would be, like a small challenged individual would not be able to sit on that couch for $1 million. And then inside, like this is a queen. Tell us how you really feel. It's just $1 million. $1 million, guys. This is what $1 million gets you. I don't want to look at this anymore. The den's nice. Yeah, the den's nice. Okay, do you care about the amenities? Because I really, really don't. Oh, we've got IKEA deck tiles. Yeah. So location-wise, yeah, 1 Bloor. I'm pretty sure that's at Bloor and Yonge. Great location on a map. I would not want to live at 1 Bloor. I wouldn't want to live in the building. I wouldn't want to be at that busy location. I sure as hell wouldn't want to pay $1 million for this thing. Okay, so let's move on here. So there's one I didn't like, 1480. How about this, 180 Mill S120? I have a feeling I'm going to like this, okay? So yeah, here's where my bias is really showing. Now, first things first, I want to scroll down and see, do they have an offer date? No, they don't have an offer date. So here's where, as I said, my bias is going to show. This is 1,237 square feet interior. You've got a balcony. It's a 3-bed plus 1 3-bath. S120 tells me it's on the ground floor. And then check this out, okay? Lower and upper. Guys, this is a 2-story. This is, well, from what I can tell so far, going to be a very, very functional unit. So here we are, 180, okay? See this? Staircase, yes. The first one we looked at was in Harbour Square, and it was really cool. That mural was awesome. The black toilets, huh. But this is 1,237 square feet, so it's smaller, but it's done and it's new. So let's take a look. There's one of your bedrooms. That could be, it's 3 plus a den. So that could be one of the bedrooms. You have street access, which is, as I said, when you see S120, you know it's going to be a townhouse within the condominium itself. Guys, listen, I'm not pulling comps. I'm just going by gut. 1,237 square feet, townhouse, modern, new, right? Nicely done for $999. This is what you call a gooder. Have you guys seen Big Timber? I love that show. It's basically a show about guys cutting down trees. I used to watch that a lot when I fantasized about not selling real estate. If another life I could just go cut down trees. Whenever they got a really big log, just picture like laid back Canadian lingo, they'd be like, yeah, no, that's a gooder. So I'm trying to incorporate that in pick 5. Okay, so there's your den. I'm going quick here because I'm fantasizing about that show. This, I don't know what this is, a weird long walk-in closet. I don't know what, like, this looks like you should store, like, I don't know, skis or fishing poles, big long things. So some of the photos are staged, some of them leave something to be desired, some of them require the imagination. But there's your front door and there's your outdoor space. So some people do not want to live on the ground floor. Some people worry about security, and of course we live in Toronto, which has become Gotham City, so I really don't blame you. But if you want ground floor access, it's great. I've had a lot of units like this over the years. I've got a little one coming out, 52 sumac, ground floor access. Some people are like, this is perfect. I don't want to be in the big high rise. I don't have to walk in. If you're at like the merchandise lofts, you walk into a lobby to take an elevator to another lobby to walk down to take another elevator. Some people like it. I think it's a little bit long in the tooth. But yeah, I like that access from the main floor. And there you can see some of the outdoor spaces. You of course can get through the building, right? Dual entrances. Here's where you go out if you want to go parking garage, if you want to take your garbage out, or of course, oh, hello, good timing, get to your mailboxes. So that's a gooder, and that is 3. Let's go on to the next. So we did Harbour Square, we did Mill, we did Bloor. We're kind of going in order. What do you guys want to see? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Oh man, do you want a bad one, or do you want, what do you like? I don't. GPH 19 doesn't do it for me. I don't know what this is. 505 Richmond parking. Let's do this. Let's do another one that I probably won't like. Okay, here we go. 108 Peter 4302. Do you know where that is? Because I'm gonna make a confession. I don't. And I sell real estate for a living. So guys, I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent here. I'm gonna nerd out. When I was a kid, I collected sports cards. And for those of you that remember, around 1990, we got into the junk wax era. If you look at hockey, you just had O-Pee-Chee, right, and the Topps equivalent. And then all of a sudden, by the mid-90s, you had like 15 different types and manufacturers of hockey cards. The same thing happened in the condo market. And I think that buildings like 108 Peter are a direct result of that. Just as the card market took off and you could absolutely make anything and people would buy it, the condo market took off, and this is the result. So guys, I kid when I say I don't know where this is, but here's something else that's really important to consider. It's $9.99 for a 1-bed, 2-bath. But guys, watch this. Primary bedroom, second bedroom, third bedroom. So first of all, you have a 3-bedroom condo that's in 873 square feet, which nobody wants. And then you've listed it mistakenly as a 1-bedroom. If this doesn't underscore one of the major problems in real estate and how we've developed the city of Toronto and condos over the last few years, I don't know what does. $1 million. $1 million. 873 square feet, and you've jammed 3 bedrooms in there. Now, who is this for? There was a time when the government said we need to build more condos for families. We need more 3 bedrooms. Developer community was like, okay, cool. 2 things the government didn't mandate: the size and the price. They can't mandate the price, but what you ended up seeing was people building condos like this that no one wants. 3 bedrooms jammed into 873 square feet, and this is the result. Guys, that's $1 million kitchen. $1 million kitchen. And if this doesn't underscore the junk wax era, there's my sports card reference for you. The junk wax era of real estate, I don't know what does. Now, if you're a nerd like me, I want to hear from you. YouTube section, comment section. Topps, Fleer, Donruss, O-Pee-Chee, Leaf, Upper Deck. What else? What? Score. Score was a good one. These are manufacturers of sports cards for nerds like me and whoever's going to comment in the section below. But guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is $1 million. You know what the crazy part is? I bet at one point it was 1.1. I bet it was 1.2. And now we're going to see. There's the master bedroom. Can I go back? Y'all got a file cabinet for a nightstand, right? And then that's your $1 million terrace. And then here's your second bedroom. Yeah. Where's your third bedroom? Can we get to the third bedroom? I'm counting these beds here. 1, 2, oh, I skipped over that one. Yeah, because I'm trying to block that out of my mind. That's your bedroom. That's a bedroom. That has a bed, obviously. and it is stretching from the wall to the wall. So I think I was honest enough, right? Doesn't make sense. Layout doesn't make sense. No one wants 3 bedrooms, 873 square feet. And I said it was around 1,120 per square foot. Thankfully, Isabella has been doing Morse code over there, and she said it's $1,145 per square foot, which doesn't sound crazy compared to the one I showed you earlier that was 1,400 a square. But that is $1 million condo, guys. Okay, let's go back to something good. I feel like I'm getting like all flustered here. I mean, I don't like any of them, if I'm being honest with you guys. I mean, I liked 180 Mill. I like that. You guys know that I like that one. So let's go to, do I go to Dan Leckie? Or do you want to go to an older building like 130 Carlton? 33 Charles? Gosh, okay, let's do 33 Charles. You don't want to do an older building. Let's go to something like this. Okay. So 33 Charles, 3606. Let's scroll down here. Offers welcome anytime. Now that is important because this is $999 for 1,204 square feet. So what's 10 divided by 2 is 5 out of 6 is 890, something like that a square foot. What, $900 a square foot? This is actually a really good price. And you're gonna say like, oh, it's not, the real estate market's gonna plummet. But guys, you got 1,200 square feet in a building that's, I don't know, 10, 15 years old. The fees are high, $1,273 a square, but it's a buck a square. And it's a 2-bed plus 1 2-bath, and it's got a good layout. So let's take a look at this. Big living room, don't see a dining table, but we'll move on. Nicely designed here. Maybe that's your dining table, right? You've got bar stools. You got bar stools. Okay. So what I would have done is probably done, set this up a bit differently. You do have room for dining. The fact that you can see these 2 outlets here tells me maybe chandelier down here, maybe move right, TV area over here. So you have a big enough space for principal dining. You've got a very, very nice kitchen and living as well. And then I'll show you the layout because you've got a den, a real den, and great view. No doubt about it, right? See this? You've got a ton of space here to do living, dining. And that's really what you want. I showed you the Peter one with that stupid appliance wall as a kitchen. Okay, there you can see they put their dining room in the den. I had a client once with a townhouse on George. They knocked down the walls, open it up, and then you're not dining, in your den. You could certainly do that. It looks to me, based on this chaise and this chaise and this table, like these guys are into entertaining, and they didn't want to, like this makes no sense to me, right? But they didn't want to infringe upon that space. So I would have done living, dining there. I think you could definitely open this up, and let's get to a closer photo of that. They're going to show us that in a moment, right here. So you can open that up. Right? I don't know that I want to dine in there, but take these 2, take this wall and this wall out, and it makes a much better floor plan. Then you walk down a hallway, God forbid, we're not just walking right in and seeing a sheet of drywall between what should be 1 bedroom and making it into 2, like the one at Peter. And it's a decent size. Is that an Hermes blanket? I don't know. It has an H on it. Hermes. I love meeting people that are like super into fashion in their 20s. I always say Hermes, so they correct me. I'm that guy. And then I remind them that Hermes was the Greek god to the messenger, and I'm pretty sure that's where Hermes came from. So here, big outdoor space on the 36th floor you might not use because it's going to be really windy. Don't tell anyone. And then for now, you've got the view. But for later, it'll probably be blocked. Watch how many photos there are of the view. Keep going. I get it. Okay. Then we get into the amenities. So Charles Street, it's not a bad street. It's a thoroughfare. It's where I go every time I'm cutting across from Mount Pleasant to the west side of the city. And then you've got, this is a sign of the times, eh? Here's the cushions, and they're under lock and key. But you know what? If I was running a building, I would also assume the worst, that people are going to absolutely trash it. So great amenities building. And guys, this is a good unit, and this is a good price. $1 million for 1,200 square feet to be at 33 Charles, 36th floor with a really good view. You've got parking, you've got locker. I think it's a really good unit. I think it's a really good price. And what was $1 million divided by 1,200 roughly? I think I might have been right on that. So where'd we go? I showed you Harbour Square. That was wacky. It's an older building. It's a 2-story unit. It's got a lake view. It's in a building that feels like you're living in a community, and it was a power of sale. We had one Bloor, which I absolutely hate, and then we had 180 Mill, which I absolutely love. And then we had this guy down here on Peter Street. It's a 3-bedroom in 873 square feet, listed as a 1-bedroom. That's a good idea in this condo market. And last but not least, we had 33 Charles. So I actually feel exhausted and out of breath for doing that, but at least I got to go down memory lane and talk about sports cards. Because if you were like me in the 90s, you were obviously a huge hit with the ladies because you stayed home and played with your sports cards. But yeah, $1 million in Toronto. Sometimes you get absolute garbage, and sometimes you get some pretty good options. This is the dichotomy in Toronto real estate. So guys, I'm going to end it there for this week. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you want Pick 5 to be emailed to you directly every week, go to torontorealtyblog.com, click on Pick 5, sign up. We usually launch on Thursdays and you'll get an email. If you want to chat with me, go to the YouTube comments section below. I'd love to hear about your hockey card collection in the 1990s. If you want to talk about real estate, that's fine too. Thank you for watching as always, guys. We'll see you here next week on Pick 5. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.